The introduction of the Bill of Rights to a new America ushered in an emphasis on law and order in the public sector. This led to enforcement now being the ones to perpetrate criminals, whereas victims were able to actually have a playing role in the handling of their case. The shift in power leads to many victims still to this day feeling unheard, especially now that a plea deal, which is simply an agreement between the prosecutor and defense attorney, is the most common way of handling any of these cases, completely negates the victim's opportunity to speak up for themselves. In a somewhat antithesis to this, there was the crime victims movement in the 1970s, and it was essentially a coalition of individuals from varying demographics. The only thing they had in common was that they were on the receiving end of criminal activity. Some tangible examples of the work that they were able to do was the first few rape crisis centers and battered women's shelters. There are various examples that still exist within today's society and resources that are available for people thanks to the work of this movement. Another aspect talked about in the chapter is the reaction to crime, both the victims and society. Victimologists are given the opportunity to do research into interesting questions, and one example from the book is what is resilience and how can it be measured as a matter of degree, because again, victimology is a social science, so it needs to be objective and have measurability and statistics behind it. So they're interested in which cases being compliant versus resistance helpful, and in which cases society is more interested in the victim versus the criminal, especially in the textbook gives great examples of when someone's hurt profoundly by another individual and they're able to forgive them. Why is it that that's received so well? Another thing talked about quickly in the book is survivology and the subset that it provides an opportunity for victims to turn into survivors.